This is your host, Vic. And today, for the next episode of Clone Calamity, we have the Trio Rider from Sonicake. Or Sonicake. I don't know. It says taste it. Right there, it says taste it on the instructions, just in case anyone's wondering. Taste it. Anyways, the Sonicake Trio Rider is actually one of the cheapest ones I've managed to get my hands on in terms of clones, and it actually has more features than just a 3-knob, which is surprising. So, it is usually $32. However, I have constantly found it on sale for $27. Cool. And free shipping, the only thing you're going to have to do is pay tax. Such is life. And like this one I usually find on eBay. I haven't seen it on Amazon. It's possibly on Reverb, but I didn't check. I found it on eBay first. And one thing that's cool about it is that it does come with a bottom, which I'm not lifting it up, but it is sticky, so that helps. And it also came with a Velcro bottom too. So literally the cheapest one at usually $27 of a coupon, or I can still say $32 because like after tax, sometimes shipping, sometimes not. You get what I mean. But at that price, it's giving you a lot of options, and even though it is a miniature pedal, it has a little bit of heft to it. So let's just go over the controls. It obviously has the normal gain. Over here is the tone, as one would expect, that's what they were calling treble, and then here is the volume. I hate these tiny 2 ones, but that's how it is on miniature pedals. Now, what makes the Trio Rider called the Trio Rider is that right here it has a toggle switch where it is S, G, and R. S is more gain, high frequency, and powerful overdrive sound. G is warm, sweet, vintage overdrive sound. And R is more bass frequency overdrive sound. Which, if we want to go by more than likely, that means silver, gold, and KTR, as those are the 3 centaurs that are out there. And one funny thing to note is on the instructions where it mentions it sounds like the Klone Centaur, it puts an asterisk right there and it says it's not saying it is, just to try and avoid lawsuits. If only Uli put an asterisk, he would have been saved. Anyways, Trio Rider. Literally the cheapest one I have my hands on for this series. The tone originally was just an old synth wavy style, which I am playing this on the Micro Korg 2, and then with this on. Definitely gives it a little pep in its step there, which I can appreciate. So like we test every single clone, let's see if we can get some noise out of it by first getting the volume all the way up. And then the gain. There's the noise. And then the tone. There is exactly noise. Now let's bring the tone all the way down. Some noise. And noise is gone there. Now let's do the same on the silver setting. Seems about the same between all 3 settings. Yeah, that's just how it is. So we'll just work the knobs as we always do. And volume will just stay at noon. I hate mini pedals that have these with my hands. This sucks. And we'll start with this all the way to the left. And this all the way to the left. And we're going to start on silver. So we'll use the same tone, just being. And then Let's go ahead and start working the knobs. Again, we are starting with silver, then we'll do gold, then we'll do KTR. Now, one thing I am going to do, because I can actually see it because I'm looking at my waveforms now, I'm telling myself this now so I remember when editing, but I'm taking a screenshot of the actual waveforms that I'm recording into, as whenever I do record, I do go through my mixer into a DAW, as I like seeing the waveforms as I play, as you can't really see those when you're just doing straight to a mixer. But the three waveforms between the three voices all look different, and I kept the same note the whole time, kept the same spinning up and down of the knobs. So there is a difference between the three voices. I can confirm that via the waveform. Very nice. So it's not just marketing. I can appreciate that, because sometimes it is just marketing, and they're lying to you. They're going to try and rip you off of $27. Usually the marketing steals more than that, like $250. So, because it has a bass setting, I actually like to play some bass. So, there we go. Let's get some. Yeah, I want to play a good tone for y'all. Yeah, let's get some really aggressive bass in here. I'm going to play y'all a quick little jam on it to stretch its legs a little bit more in this bass section. And then we'll go ahead and get on to the points. Stop falling down. So I would say that was a pretty fun demonstration of using the bass setting, because a lot of them, until you're getting more expensive, surprisingly don't have a bass setting, especially if you're just doing a basic 3 knob. But this little switch is pulling its weight heavily. Good. So before we get into the points, let's go ahead and talk about the channel sponsor. This channel is sponsored by DefCloud. You can see their website there. It's also within the description, defcloud.com. They are a small family-run business, and they carry a lot of boutique brands, including actually carrying Korg guitars, which if you want a good price guitar without spending a lot, go ahead and pick one up from there. They also carry some synthesizers, as they do carry the Korg 2, which I am playing on currently. Awesome. They run plenty of sales during major holidays, and usually you can talk to them and they'll get back to you relatively quickly, as they are not a huge store that is constantly slammed. However, if you want to go give them their business and do slam them, please do. They would appreciate your business. The links in the description, or link I should say, is not an affiliate link. I am not an affiliate. I will not get any money from you shopping at them. They just go and sponsor me, and I do appreciate it. Support small businesses, and back to the video. Let's talk about the points. Construction is always first. Miniature pedals, I hate them. These 2 knobs, I hate it. This is fine, that's fine. This sucks. It has good weight to it. It's tiny. It's hard to work with. 3.4 out of 5. That's just how it is. I can't stand miniature pedals. I understand that some people prefer them. My hand's big. Those tiny. No. Nothing against it. It does feel strong. It's just a pain to work with. That's just how it is. This is my one opinion. But let's go to tone. While it does seem to have a lower garbly noise threshold, where the noise will show up a lot sooner comparatively to others, if my memory serves correctly, just the fact that it has this to switch between 3 different overdrives within one pedal, and considering the price too, I'm gonna have to give it good points for that. Just the tone, it's for the literal cheapest one I am reviewing, and it goes and gives me a lot more options than plenty of the more expensive ones. I'm going to give it a 3.9 out of 5 instead of the standard 3.5 I would give all the other 3 knobs, unless they do something different. It's just how it is. It would be higher. I would put it at like a straight 4, but that noise comes up a lot sooner, so I'm going to have to ding points for that. So between the 2 of them, that'll be a even 3.77687 out of 5. Good job. Again, this is literally the cheapest one. I have never seen it without a coupon. That doesn't mean, well, no, I am the main character of the universe. What am I talking about? I'm not going to act humble. I'm the best. Anyways, this has been your host. Come on. That's why I hate mini pedals. It's been your host, Vic. go ahead and like the video if you like the video, if you like the series, if you like the channel, or just in general, just like it because it does help me out. Go ahead and leave a comment on any of the clones that I've reviewed thus far, or the series as a whole, as remember, we are slowly building up to the final episode, where I'm going to be putting all the clones I am reviewing in series, and then turning them all at once. There's over 50, to get literally the most clone sound of all time. Leave a comment also if you ever used the Sonicake pedal and what you thought about it, as I would appreciate people's thoughts on the literal cheapest pedal I have bought for this. That would be nice to get y'all's opinions, and I'm sure being this cheap, there's at least one of y'all that does own this one. But anyways, share the video too if you have anyone you think would be interested in this, and just tell them, hey, come watch this very weird man who's just talking to himself all the time. I'm not alone, I swear. Anyways, once again, this has been your host, Vic. Thanks for watching.